You're listening to a Loot Dummies podcast, lootdummies.com. Welcome to Dungeons and Dragons and Dummies, a weekly podcast following a group of friends as they battle across a homebrewed world called Antiriath in Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. Step into the mystical world of Antiriath and follow as our party adventures across the lands. Talik Grug, half-orc fighter-sorcerer from the wretched valleys of Mekzim, played by Taylor. A Learlock Bloodhair, Harengon cleric whose fate seems determined by luck itself, played by Joey. Pomerel the Gatekeeper, Summer Eladrin paladin from the Feywild city of Solaria, played by Seth. And Bodyknock Greenleaf, the halfling rogue with a penchant for taking things that don't belong to him, played by Josh. And last but not least, the creator of our beautiful world, the man of many voices, and our dungeon master, Sam. And welcome back, everyone, to Dungeons and Dragons and Dummies, the podcast. Hello everyone, Taylor here. Wanted to make a couple of quick announcements and then give a recap to get us back into the action. First things first, hey, if you enjoy our show, check us out on Patreon. It's patreon.com/lootdummies. That's LOOT dummies. This is November when this podcast is being released. We are several episodes into our brand new campaign, and we are getting ready to pack up and ship out 3D printed miniatures. This first batch of minis is Talik, Shadow, and Bodyknock, and we're super excited to send those out to our patrons on our highest tier. Can't wait for you to see them. Sam has been printing them up in his spare time, and we will get those out to you in the month of November. So everybody, check us out. We have an all-new show there, hosted by me, Taylor, in a homebrewed world that I created called the Primal Lands of Amotria. It features Seth and Sam as animal folk characters traveling across this primal, think early Western America landscape. We hope to see you there, and we're having a blast making that show. We want more and more of you guys to hear it. Also, when you join our Patreon, you get access to our Discord, so you can talk to all of us there. We're all active on that Discord. So come join us, please. We would love to have you there. The second thing I want to mention is something that we reference later in this episode. Seth, Sam, and myself, Taylor, we have recorded a special guest episode with another podcast called We Open With. It's a really cool, creative, kind of improvisational show. We took over as only we can do, so it's a little bit hectic, but I think it's really funny. They've sent us some clips. It is a holiday episode, so it will be releasing on their show, We Open With, on whatever podcast app you use, sometime in December. It's a holiday-themed episode, and it is hilarious. We all, we had a lot of fun with it. So check those guys out. They have a bunch of episodes out now. It's a really cool idea. It's really hard to explain. Basically, they come up with scenarios for dungeon masters to use to run one-shots or full campaigns, and they kind of talk through all the aspects of the adventure and come up with it on the fly. So we helped come up with a special Christmas episode, it's really fun. We had a lot of fun recording it, and hopefully those guys have us back. So check them out. Okay, let's get back into the show with a quick recap to get us started. The party of Talik, Learlock, Pomerel, and Bodyknock Greenleaf have been following the advice of Talik's cursed sword, the Longsword of Pallid Light, northeast towards an area of Antiriath called Romsverti, also known as the Rotwood, and we have been on a several-day hex crawl heading that direction, checking in with the sword occasionally to make sure that we are going the right way. In the last episode, the party made their way out of the foothills of the Aclarian Mountains into the valleys of Mekzim, home of the orcs, and also home to one Talik Grug. As we leave the tree cover of the foothills, we make it into the spacious, wide open valleys of Meksim, and we see, several hundred feet in front of us, a group of 3 manticores hunting a pack of axebeak birds who are running towards us. Like it or not, the party is involved in this struggle. We begin the fight from hundreds of feet off. We get some shots in on a few of the manticores. Talik launches a fireball at the herd of axebeaks, nearly killing every single one of them as they get closer to us. Pomerel had just jumped in the air and landed on top of one of the manticores, passing a dexterity check to hang on as he stabs his radiant sword into the back of this large beast. Right before the end of our last episode, a shot from the party kills the manticore that Pomerel is riding on, and we pick up in that split-second moment of this manticore plunging out of the sky, with Pomerel seemingly falling with him.
Okay, now here's what's going to happen. On Ginsh's turn, he is going to fall. If you have some sort of reaction that you want to take, I'm open to listening, but that's not like part of the rules. You don't get a reaction when you start to fall. It just, you fall. Like normally I'll give like a reaction to grab a ledge or something. But so if you have something in mind, like Featherfall or something, then yeah.
Interesting. I just didn't know how the rules worked. I didn't know.
But there's not like a, oh, the thing you're standing on collapsed, you can jump off of it mechanic. I guess, tell me what was happening in your mind that you thought you were going to do.
Well, I didn't know when he would actually fall, so I was interested to know when that would happen. Does it happen right when he dies? Does it happen on his turn? Does something weird happen? I didn't know if there was an opportunity for Pomerel to see this guiding bolt coming straight at his face, and for him to do his plan on his next turn anyway, and jump back to the other manticore.
I see.
And if that's
So
not
want to
in the rules,
from...
then I'm good with it.
Yeah, I mean...
Because with his current Peerless Athlete, he gets extra jump.
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say that you can try it. It's a really high DC. Like, frustratingly high. But I'm going to say you can try it.
Okay.
Because why the hell not? It's a 25. It's a 25 DC to jump off of the dying, falling creature whose wings just tucked in as it got shot and is just falling, plummeting dead out of the sky onto another living creature behind you. I was assuming you were hanging on by the fur, just barely managing to stay on it.
Oh, no.
Standing on it, surfing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, standing on it. Okay, so Pomerel's going to try to throw his body backwards onto this other manticore. Currently I have advantage on athletics checks from his Peerless Athlete.
Okay.
Oh God, he's going to do it.
Let's go, 25!
25 on the nose. I'm glad I said the number out loud. So it's all above board. So this thing falls out of the sky, and Pomerel leaps backwards onto the one behind him who's been trying to snipe him with arrows this whole time. And I just imagine that thing's eyes going massive. Pomerel, it is your turn immediately after. So,
Golden armored elf comes flying through the air.
yeah.
So the moment he lands on this one, he doesn't even hesitate. He immediately speaks the elven command word, and his sword erupts into flame, casting a bright, flaming light 40 feet around him as he swings down to strike the top of this manticore's head.
My Lanta.
Oh, I'm 13 to hit.
Oh, that is just barely a miss.
Oh, so he hasn't quite gotten his footing after his massive leap, and he swings the sword again, just viciously. That's a 22 to hit.
Has to grab one of this thing's horns instead of getting the hit in.
So it's a 22 to hit. He's using his flaming sword, so it'll be a 1d8 slashing
there
and
you
2d6 fire.
Much better damage.
So that'll be 5 damage there from the slashing. And then another 10 damage from the fire. And then he will be smiting.
I mean, you have to in this scenario, right? Like,
he's spoken the command word, he's hit it with the flaming sword, and then he screams out a cry and smites this thing at level 2 with 3 more d8 of radiant damage. For a whopping 21 damage of radiant damage.
He had 20 hit points left.
And Powerell just grabs this thing by the mane and just stares at the ground and just braces for impact.
Jesus, ride it down. I do need you to make me one more athletics or acrobatics check to see if you land prone. It's only DC 9 because that's all the damage you took.
17.
So you land on your feet amongst the sporific clouds. Incredible.
That's the end of Pomerell's turn.
It's Alirlock's turn.
Yeah, I didn't think that was going to happen. I'll tell you that for free.
Yeah, you made good on my gaming text. That was some gaming. TM.
Yeah,
what?
We're gaming.
We're gaming now, brothers.
Well, we're gaming now, boys.
Nobody's taken any damage.
Pomerell just took 9.
You took, well.
He also took a tail spike under the elbow.
Oh, that's true.
For like 8.
Oh, you're really far away.
I mean, I think he's fine. He's got like 80 hit points.
Well, I'm just trying to find a use for my existence right now.
Sure. I mean, I don't think that, it seems to have things under control up there.
Yeah, I'm chilling.
Okay. Do you want to delay your turn until after Tulloch goes?
Oh, I can do that per turn? Like per round?
You can do it until you're at the end of the initiative tracker. And then you can't do it anymore.
Oh, then yeah.
Yeah, but at any point, you can delay your turn to go further down the initiative tracker.
I will delay.
Okay. Tulloch, it is your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna just shoot another firebolt at the one that's alive.
Alright, sure. Yeah, why not?
Firebolt. 17 to hit.
Okay, that'll hit. Let's get a better damage roll than a 2.
Alright, 15 fire damage.
That's all this guy's taking is 2 firebolts, and he's down 30 hit points.
Yeah, 2 good ones. And then, yeah, I guess I'll move us up into the fray. I'll run up on Revenge with the Learlock riding up towards Pomerell as I see him fall. And go as far as I can get. About there. I'll go all the way to Pomerell, 100 feet or so.
Yeah, he's
use all of his movement.
Yeah. Okay.
And then I will end my turn.
Alright, Learlock, you are now like 20-something feet from Pomerell and kind of under or 30 feet from Pomerell and about 50 feet as the Pythagorean flies to the to the remaining Manticore.
As the Pythagorean flies.
Yeah, so this makes it a little easier for sure. Guiding bolt.
I just imagine.
I wanted to do polymorph, but I know how that'll go.
Yeah, polymorph could have been interesting.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll just do another level 3 guiding bolt. Hopefully it hits. Nope. 10.
Yeah, that's a miss. They would need a negative dex for that to hit.
Guiding bolt goes wide. And that's my turn.
Okay. Axe beak, nothing. Body knock, your turn. Oh, you're still way back behind the rock.
It still hit them motherfuckers, though.
Oh, yeah, I mean, he's well within your god range.
All right, I'm about to get a very, very sneaky, sir.
Guess he's not well within it. He's 170 feet away.
Let me assume that is good.
So 30 will work.
30 will work. Okay, cool.
Yeah, especially considering that like you're behind a rock halfway across the field.
Well, I don't even need to roll that advantage.
Oh shit balls! Natch one zone alone gone.
Again?
Hell yeah, I haven't got one of
My
those in a
God.
while. Oh, he got one?
No, he didn't get a nat 20 yet.
Oh no, that was a sneak attack.
Earlier,
No,
you
that
got
was
nat
like-
He
20.
got one, but it wasn't with sneak attack. This one is with sneak attack.
Oh, yeah.
Finish him.
Okay, so that would be plus 6, 12, 18 on that. And then I'll roll the sneak attack.
ND6, is it?
Sneak attack's 12.
Well, but roll it again because that gets doubled because of the crit.
Oh, shit.
Sheesh.
20.
Let's go.
Yeah, okay. So this thing turns. He takes one last longing look out towards the axe beaks that have run past you, and as he does, his mouth lines up to take an arrow straight into his dome,
In the face.
instantly killing the final Manticore. And y'all have solved my Manticore puzzle.
Puzzle.
Die, bitches.
Wow. You know, I didn't think
Yeah,
those guys
fuck
would be
Manticores.
like a big challenge, but I was like, okay, they've got, 3 ranged attacks and it's a really long range and they're going to, be at a distance. No, y'all fucking just annihilated them.
Well,
Let's
it
go.
helps
Hell
when
yeah.
you Manticore hop midair.
Yeah, that was pretty epic.
that was great, honestly.
Yeah, considering I forgot
No
to use my
regrets.
extra attack and then I missed 3 attacks.
Wow.
They still went down.
If I search these things, is there anything valuable, any parts? I feel like I've heard maybe like Manticore this or Manticore that, some kind of ingredient or something.
Yeah, maybe a nature check.
Okay.
Pomerel's just standing amongst the Manticore corpses, and he's just grinning from ear to ear, and he looks straight into Learlock's eyes as he reaches down
Whoa.
and grabs his crotch
What?
Wait.
and
Whose crotch?
pumps
Oh,
his own
His own.
and pumps
I thought he grabbed a Learlock's crotch. I was like, that's assault.
17 HP back into himself.
I rolled
I-
a 17
I need
nature
a
check.
cigarette and I don't even smoke.
Oh my god.
You rolled a 17 nature check. Yeah, so you know that their tail barbs have a not the barb itself. It's a good thing you rolled so high because the barbs are actually fairly useless. Is what's interesting is that the base of the barbs has regenerative properties. They can sling all their barbs off, and the next day they have a full bush full of barbs again on their tail. And so if you harvest the glands underneath them,
The prostate of the Manticore.
it is the
The
proscooch.
glands underneath the full bush.
And I'm the bad one.
You can harvest the glands underneath the bush, and you can use it to brew either a potion of moderate healing or an aphrodisiac.
Whoa. I'm gonna brew a aphrodisiac. I'll wait and do that later. At night. I'm gonna milk the manticore glands and save some of the
My God.
juice.
Why'd you make your voice deeper for that part?
Because I was trying not to laugh. Stiffen up my lip, you know?
Cool beans. Cool beans. Cool beans.
Cool bean.
There's
Cool
0
beans.
listeners who get that reference.
It's a great movie.
Pomerel is so excited, but after the fight, y'all look over and he's just sitting on a rock playing with his chess
You
set.
scared me so bad.
After he stroked himself.
It was no stroking. It was one firm grip.
Michael
and then
Jackson style?
Yep,
Did he go
exactly.
Morrell.
No, he went more like, hoo.
Paul Morrell is chased. I feel quite certain that he is chased.
He is not chased. What is the opposite of chased? That is what Pomerel is.
Lascivious?
Sure. I think lecherous would be more accurate.
I couldn't think that was the word I wanted to say, but I couldn't think of it.
Oh man.
No, I don't know. Lascivious is pretty good. Feeling or
That's
revealing an
pretty good.
overt and offensive and often offensive sexual desire.
Yeah.
He's not offensive.
That's correct.
He doesn't make advances on everybody he meets.
I think he is
No.
offensive.
He doesn't know the ways of the material plane. He's just
he doesn't
behaving.
know the ways of seduction.
He's just
Lecherous is
behaving
having
how
or showing excessive or offensive sexual desire. Also offensive. There's a reason these words have negative connotations.
An elf who just wants to share himself with everyone.
Well, why didn't you share yourself with freaking Ginch? He wanted
I
to
did.
taste you.
He got a taste.
Yeah, he did get a taste of the Paul
This
Morrell,
session is off the rails.
Unhinged.
I don't
Sexual.
feel like
I'm
there's
not
anything
unhinged at
different than
all.
normal.
I am lined up straight.
Oh, you're lined out, boy.
Oh my god. Joey, I don't know if you know this or not, but I know we talked about it, but you probably just I don't know if you caught it in passing, but we had a guest appearance. We had a guest appearance on a podcast Monday night that we'll make sure to send you the link when it airs in December.
It was great.
We may have overwhelmed our
we
gracious
completely
hosts.
overwhelmed them. They hadn't done multiple guests yet. They had only had a single guest at a time, and then they did 3 guests, and it was the 3 of us. And there were multiple times that the guy was like, "Well, hold on. Let's back up for a second.
We're moving so fast."
Let's check out Heartbeat." So I went ahead and moved y'all into the square that y'all are going to be resting in tonight.
Yep.
Okay, so I've got y'all where you're resting. I like going to camp. It gives me a sense of peace and calm.
I see.
Do y'all not feel peace and calm when we're at camp?
No, I feel like there's going to be something attack us in the night.
There's danger lurking.
That's why Pomerel hovers in his entryway to his tent in the nude when he's on watch.
So he didn't take a watch.
Pomerel's a horrible person to be on an adventure with.
Well, he doesn't wear underwear. What do you want him to do when he takes his armor off?
So he doesn't own any casual clothes. He
owns armor, and that's all. What do you want from the guy? He's been on mission in the Feywilds for many years.
Oh man, they definitely have a different standard for lecherousness and lasciviousness in the Feywilds.
Yeah, he's literally been on mission in the Feywilds. The Feywilds, where you go 10 feet and you actually travel 300. He doesn't know what's right or wrong. He doesn't. He only owns his armor. When he takes his armor off at night to clean it, he's exposed.
Does he clean his armor every night?
Every single night, methodically. I mean, he's a full elf. He doesn't sleep.
Yeah, he's got lots of time. I imagine he's not abrasive about it. He just has a little scrub brush and he just kind of slowly scrubs it.
I think at camp that night, Talik's gonna pull out the brewer's kit and get out his Manticore milk and brew up a aphrodisiac.
I'm gonna regret that. I can already tell I'm gonna regret that.
Pomerel struts over to Talek and says, "What are you doing?"
I'm just brewing up this milk that I got from the Manticore glands.
Oh, is that what y'all call the prostate? No? Very well. So what does the milk do?
I think it makes somebody, whoever drinks it, falls in love with you.
It's a love potion. I've heard of these things. In the Feywilds, we don't have use for these.
Why's that?
Oh, we just love for the sake of loving.
It's all love. Love is just bullion valued to true.
Sure. I don't. Did you just say bullion?
Yeah, you hear
Like
the
that
deity
Whom do you make
speak.
broth out of?
What's happening?
No, a Boolean value means it's either on or off. It means it's a binary.
Oh yeah, sure. So who are you gonna have fall in love with you, Talek?
I don't know. Something about that Manticore's glands made me think that this could be useful.
Fascinating. You are an interesting fellow.
As are you.
Oh well, thank you.
And I slap your dong out of my face that's drooped down as you're bending over looking at what I'm doing.
My
Since
God.
you're nude.
I don't think Pomerel is that close to you.
I envision he always is in your personal space.
Oh, you think he's a close stalker?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh, he might be. You slapped his dong out of the way.
And I'm gonna head back into my tent and hit the hay.
Well, while all that was happening, I have just been
Jesus Christ.
pondering over the magical frost axe head that has been in my bag of holding. I've taken it out and I've just kind of laid it out and just kind of looking at it, thinking, what am I going to do with this?
Hold on. I'm looking at the calendar. That was on the 44th of harvest. It has been a solid week. You've had it for 6 days. For an entire half stint, you have had this thing.
6 days traveling with this random magical frost axe head.
Every time you reach in your bag of holding, there's just
It's
this
in the way.
massive. It's like it's bigger than a shield.
Yeah. And I don't know what to do with it, and it's just there. And I'm just going to ponder that as the last thoughts before I fall asleep.
It still emanates some cold evocation magic.
Fascinating. Oh,
I love it.
Pomerel enters his tent, disappointed that none of his new friends want to sit by the firelight and conversate about their lives.
He literally has never offered or entertained that.
No. He was all fired up after the Manticore fight.
That's what it is. He hasn't had a proper kindling of his internal fire.
Yeah, he got real excited.
My God.
Maybe it's best that he went to bed alone.
Not like
Maybe
that.
he needs a cold shower.
Oh my
Jeez.
I
God.
got a magical axe that you can get cold on.
There you go.
Y'all, somebody go in Harpy and tell me where y'all are going next.
Northeast, or wherever the sword takes us. Presume.
Yeah.
Yeah, the sword is still giving you just like a general northeast heading.
Did we succeed the long rest?
Yes, you succeed the long rest.
What? Why is that? What the
Mark?
fuck?
Because I asked you for the next day's thing. I'll be honest, I didn't even roll. I didn't even roll to see if you got attacked. And I'm not gonna.
Okay.
You succeed the long rest.
That's
Can February,
that's
March?
honorable.
What?
Can February, March?
Why?
Are you on a new page? You're on a new page.
Where have you gone?
He's on a new page of notes in his dad book, his dad joke book.
Oh, I see.
No, but April, May.
Okay. All right. I'm looking at the map and I'm asking the sword and yeah. Which
Yeah,
way is
yeah.
it pointing me?
Yeah, to the northeast. Just solidly northeast.
Okay. We'll go that way.
Okay.
Palmerell is rolling perception.
I'm rolling perception too.
Well, then I want a survival.
Oh, right. Not even a prime number. He got an 8.
24 for survival.
6 perception.
Body knock also got an 8. All right, survival.
Sounds like I should have rolled perception.
You find some good rations, and then you find. Hold on a second. Oh, I didn't tell you the weather. It's my favorite part of the whole thing. Y'all may be so bored of doing the weather, but I am having a blast with the weather.
I record it every time.
Lay it on me, Weather Daddy.
For the temperature, I roll a red d4 and a purple d4, and that determines whether it's hotter or colder than the normal temperature for that region for that day. Okay, so it's a little bit cooler. It's gonna be nice. Oh, it's gonna be a nice ass day.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's gonna be a night. Well, let's see if it's raining. We're not to the rain yet. There's a drizzle. It was
all
really
right.
shaping up to be good. I mean, it's still nice, but it's not as nice as it could have been. Okay, so it's about 45. It's pretty cool. And there's a drizzle, but there's no wind. It's just kind of a off and on rain all day. About 45. Your survival is great. You find plenty of food and water if you cared, but I don't think you'll care anymore. And what were y'all's perception checks? Were they even decent? Wow, terrible. Oh, but you know what? 8 is actually good enough. So everybody except for Talik hears off in the distance for lack of a better word, a scuffle and, clanging of sounds and stuff. And then you hear like a big boom, like a thundering boom. And Alir, like, you find something additional as y'all hear this kind of over a hill. You see some tracks on the ground, and your roll was fantastic. So at first you see these tracks and you're like, oh, these must be tracks from the Manticores because they have that, feline effect. But then you remember that the Manticores kind of have a weird gnarled foot because they're these strange monstrosities. They don't have like a normal numbers. These just look like big motherfumping cat paw prints. There's a little rock outcropping and you hear sounds coming from right over the hill in that little outcropping. Picture you're in this big open field and you guys are riding along on your horses, and everybody except for Talik actually hears the sounds of a scuffle or a fight or something occurring on the other side of this outcropping, and then you get the additional information of you see the large
what I presume to
feline
be
tracks.
Manticore tracks.
At first, you think they're Manticore, but your roll was high enough that you're pretty sure they're not Manticore tracks. Manticore tracks have a weird unnaturalness to them, and these seem to be very, natural, albeit large, feline tracks.
I'll just ask the group. Are there any big cats in this area? Can't recall exactly, but there's some tracks over here, and they go that way.
Would Talik know what they might be?
Yeah, go ahead and y'all. Anybody who wants to can make a nature check on the tracks.
I got a 12.
Well, I mean, other than identify, you can confirm that they're large feline. There's a lot of different kinds of big felines. In the mountains, more like mountain lion type stuff. But in the woods, you can find jaguars, and out here in the plains, you can even find lions.
Might just be lions, or might be those Manticore we just fought yesterday. I don't know.
You want to tiptoe over there and find out?
Yeah, sure. I flip my cloak up over my head and try and sneak over.
Okay. I go ahead and make me a stealth check.
Okay.
With advantage with our cloaks.
14.
Well, it just takes his advantage
Got a
away.
14.
Good.
17.
I see 17 for body knock as well.
That's low for him. Where's Pomerel? Are you with us?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
He's just kind of just sitting on his horse, just looking around. He has no clue what the fuck's going on. He doesn't know what anything is. He doesn't know where he is.
So, you guys come sneaking up over this hill. It's kind of this rock outcropping in the middle of this field. It's jutted up just a little bit, and as you come climbing up over the hill, you can see immediately, before you can even see down into this little this really small little grotto valley space that's been naturally formed by the rocks here, and orcs have set up a camp inside of this. It's a small camp, maybe just over 20 orcs in this camp here, and they are being assailed by 10 lions. And every time the lions roar, it's just letting out this thundering, echoing boom, as they seem to be some sort of mutated, enhanced creatures attacking this orc encampment. And we were going to leave it there, and we will roll initiative next time.
All right. This looks sick.
My.
Yeah, that's so sick.
Yeah, I had this camp as like an orc camp, but I have multiple different things that can happen to orc camps. I was like, okay, what's happening at this one? And I was like, there's 1,000 minis going into this, and I just kept putting them in.
Just the rock shape is really cool for a camp.
Yeah, I really like this camp a lot. I just found this off Tales Tavern. There's so many. It's one of those things that like it's so needed and common that there's just 1,000 camps.
Right.
And they're really good ones. Whew.
I have a sticky note that pops up on my PC every time I log in. And it has notes for D&D. And I've had this one on here for a long time. And I can't remember if it was Shadow was planning on doing it, if it was a note for that Shadow told Pomerel to be paying attention to, or if it was a note to remind me to remind Taylor. But the note just says, ask if orcs are grugs. And I do know it was a reminder that for some way, somehow, at some point, when we encountered orcs in the wild, we needed to find out if they were grugs or not.
You asked me at camp you asked Talik, Pomerel asked Talik, if we could kill orcs when we saw them. And Talik said, as long as they're not grugs. And you said, how am I going to know? And I said, we're going to have to ask them.
Okay, so
So
Pomerel,
it's a meta note. It's a meta note
as Pomerel, yeah.
So yeah, Pomerel took that note.
Pomerel's leaving notes on your computer, Seth.
So Pomerel
it's like that Reddit
will ask.
post.
Oh God, that was
carbon monoxide poisoning.
Oh.
So Pomerel will ask all orcs if they're grugs before killing.
That is hilarious. I love it.
All right, that was fun.
That was fun. I am glad we got to do that. I've been missing our sessions. We've had I don't always put dates on my notes, but it has been a hot minute.
It's been like 6 weeks.
That's what I was thinking.
6 weeks. It's been at least all of October. I don't know about 6 weeks.
Because it was all of October. You're right. So this is
I have a very well kept record of October. I was very busy.
Yeah, it was all of October.
Yeah, how's married life?
It's great.
So different, huh? Everything changes.
Completely altered your entire world.
I love it. I love it.
Find out what happens to our party next week. Check us out at dndndummies.com. And please leave us a rating and a review on your podcast app. It would mean the world to us.
Joey, you good to keep going?
Mm-hmm.
Seth, you good?
Yeah.
Seth's always good.
Seth's a down boy.
He's
Down.
a night owl.
I'm down to clown with the round brown and a morning owl.
He's an owl.
I'm an owl. Whoo!
We're just gonna glaze over what he just said. All right.
Down to clown with the round brown.
Your innuendos, man. You're
Just
glazing.
glazing me.
Plans, your
He said down
bushes.
to clown with the round brown. I
You
said
whack
we're
it
gonna
off.
glaze
You're
over it.
getting
And
off.
I'm the one that gets called out.
You're
Yeah,
glazing.
you're glazing.
Come up for air, bruh.
You're glazing.